Yo, what's good, everyone? Hey! I'm damn good, Code Demon. Or Demo. Excuse me, Code Demo. I'm good. I'm amazing. See this hair? Look at this hair. You had hair like this. You know what I'm talking about. Welcome. Welcome, everyone. Let's talk about the Final Fantasy VII Remake demo. So yes, I was at Pax East today, and I got to play the Final Fantasy VII Remake demo, amongst other things. But I did get to play the demo, and it was everything that I wanted out of the experience and more. All right? Now pay attention to that more part, okay? It's very, very important. So how was the demo? I mean, it was good. You guys want me to be like real with you for a minute? Let's put on some more melodic. There we go. You guys hear me okay? Everything sound good, music's balanced and everything. Did I hear about the coronavirus? Yes. Yes. So I just, I did go to PAX East. I knew a lot of other people that had planned to go that ended up not going because they were actually worried about the coronavirus. So I'll tell you just a couple of things that, I thought was interesting about the demo. It was a very streamlined process. I really wasn't waiting around a while for it. So if there's people who are on the fence, they're like, oh, I don't want to wait around all day, to sit in line, you really don't have to. It's just important that you get to the line or to the booth or Square Enix like immediately as you get to PAX East. Or if you're going to any convention, because they're doing a ticket-based system where they actually give out tickets. And I remember like actually standing there and watching the guy give out this entire stack of tickets, and after I picked up mine, they were all gone after 5 minutes. And I was like kind of like towards like the end of the day in the expo hall, so it really just went like that. It went about as fast as people lining up for Animal Crossing. So I had the flu. You know what, man? It's coming out. You know what I said to myself? I'm like, God damn it, I want to play that demo again. I just had played through it, and I was like, I want to just stay here again. Just let me just stay right here, Square. But then, they made everyone get out. But it's coming out in just a few weeks, But three big things about this demo. So there was obviously, people were thinking this was the complete opening bombing room, and it wasn't. It was a demo of just the Scorpion boss fight, where if you've seen, any of the trailers, that the Scorpion boss fight happens after you enter the reactor. So the demo starts essentially right as you're going down and facing off against those Shinra soldiers that are on those platforms, and then you eventually climb the ladders all the way down and hitting, the main platform, and then you walk over to the Mako reactor, and you see Cloud and Barrett, set up the timer. Goes through the whole sequence of events. I was trying to get an idea of what this was running on, because I had been told and I had heard that it was always PS4 Pro. But one thing I did notice, and I just try to do this when I play any demos, I'll try to find that breaking point to see what I can do on screen that will totally max out the hardware and start making it really have to work to produce the visual fidelity on the screen. And so obviously during the fight scenes, it was I could tell whatever it was running, I could hear the fans kick in. I took my little, they were making everyone wear headphones, and I took my little headphones off, and I kind of put my head down towards where the little wires were coming up from my PlayStation controller and the headphones, and I heard whatever was in there just pounding away. It sounded like an H-1 bomber jet, getting ready to take off. I almost want to like say it was just like, you know, some beat up PlayStation 4 Pro, but to be real with you, honestly, guys, it sounded like a base model PS4. I know that sounds weird, you know, and kind of screwy. But... Hey, what's up, Cyborg Johnny? Does it play like Final Fantasy 15? No. No, it does not. I will tell you, and this is the honest to God truth. Right? Vampire's Promise. This game is difficult. There were times during the demo, and I was keeping a close eye on my health. I was just spamming that cure. And they gave you potions that you could use, and you know, they gave you a tuft, what they call a tuft of Phoenix Downs that you find in chests located around the reactor. But it was a short demo. Wasn't very long. You could spend a while playing it. Like there were some people I remember in the session before, it was like the whole place had cleared out except for one guy, but they weren't rushing anyone. Unless like the time was completely up, but they were allotting between 15 to 25 minutes roughly for each you know, demo playthrough, and it was about 42 people in every single you know, queue or series of demo playthroughs. It was about 42 people. Hey, what's up? Welcome from the Ukraine. Hey, where is Balak? I know that Balak just got a new job, I think, and he's been busy. It does not play like Final Fantasy 15. I really, really, really want to urge that. You know, Final Fantasy 15, I played through that just spamming the attack button. I just laid on the attack button. Even the final boss was so easy. This game, the Scorpion boss fight, it's not easy. My guys were like, you know, Cloud and Barrett, you know, they weren't like, you know, low levels by any means. They were, you know, they were able to take hits from the Scorpion boss, but there was a period like halfway through that boss fight where I was getting pretty messed up. My health on both of my characters was around like 20 to 25%. I needed to like keep spamming cure. And I was playing it logically. I knew how to block attacks. I knew how to dodge. I knew how to, you know, how to activate Cloud's limit break. You know, Barrett's special abilities. Cloud knew, what was it? He knew Cure, he knew Fire and Blizzard. And Barrett, he knew Cure, Fire, and Bolt. So they both knew Cure, and they both had some materia spells in there. And then, you know, your ATB gauge, and I think this is kind of what's different about this game and the combat in Final Fantasy 15, is that ATB gauge, you really got to pay attention to that. Yes, so what I've like come to find, I just ask these people working the events, because in the off chance that one of these guys dressed up in the Shinra outfits actually, like, you know, is not just some hired hand for the day and is maybe a fan of the game, or maybe works, you know, maybe has worked with Square-Enix and maybe is actually from like the marketing side. So I talked to a few of the guys there. A few of them you really didn't know much other than, you know, very, you know, basic level information. But then one guy was telling me, he was like, yeah, he was like, this is like one of like a couple of different demos that they've apparently shown. One of them, I'm guessing, is one of the ones that Max played, where it was that extended one showing, you know, the whole scene with, you know, the president of Shinra. In that fight, boss scene fight at the very end of that, where he comes out on the helicopter. Now we know he's on a, you know, he's with the holograms. But there's obviously like, this is like the convention one, which is like the shortest one. Then they have the E3 demo, which I think is like the opening bombing run plus, you know, the Scorpion boss battle. And then you have like the super duper extended one that Max and a few other exclusive played. So it was pretty cool. I was in the same play session as HMK, so that was pretty cool. And I had met him early on. I didn't want to like get my picture with him or anything like that, because he was like talking to, I think he was talking to like some kind of PR guy or something like that, and it was some guy from Square, and he was like dressed up and stuff, and I was like, I don't want to fucking swoop in on that shit, so I'll just like fangirl out over here by the booth and then wait for him to. And so we just chatted for a minute. Cool guy. I don't know. I liked his reaction videos. And yeah, it was just a really solid demo. I got a ticket, and I've been showing it over here. Will it be a Dark Souls type? I don't think so. What, Final Fantasy VII Remake? No, honestly, I'm looking at Final Fantasy VII Remake and almost kind of being like, It's like Spider-Man for PS4, except it has like, you know, like RPG objectives. And the combat system is very RPG focused as opposed to like Spider-Man. But it felt a lot like, for real, honestly, it felt a lot like Spider-Man. I love the fact that I could like switch back and forth between characters. That was pretty seamless. I did notice some lag though, a little bit of like stutter. I think it was just because it's the demo build and it's not fully polished yet, but I noticed I could like tell like when we were transitioning from like the in-game rendering, like the cutscenes going into the gameplay. It wasn't totally seamless. I know that's just the demo, so there's a third demo where it goes beyond the first bombing mission. I think that there's that too. I think that, you know, it includes, you know, like you said, 3 hours. I believe that. I've heard that a few different times now, so I feel like as fans, we've kind of experienced now the full range of what this demo and this, you know, sampling is. You know, I had like kind of thought, like, because when I had asked them like, oh, how long is the PlayStations, they were like, oh, it's only like 15 to 20 minutes, and I was like, well, geez, if you're doing the entire opening bombing run, that's not really an awful lot of time. Like, I could get through it pretty quickly, but like, you know, a casual or, you know, a kid just walking into that'd be kind of difficult for them. One thing I noticed that, like, you know, essentially I noticed some slowdowns. I noticed like some slowdowns during the Scorpion boss battle where it was maybe about, you know, the second or third phase when, like, you know, when Cloud was swinging his swords and, you know, the Scorpion boss had staggered on the ground. You have to take out his legs, and during that time there was just all these fire effects and sparks going around, and every time Cloud hits something or strikes something with the Buster Sword, there's always like this like plume of sparks that just fly out of it. It looks magical. It looks fucking amazing. But I noticed during that time, with all the battle, you know, effects going on around it, whatever was running that thing was chugging. And I swear to God to you, I put my ear up to the little vent hole, to the little tiny vent hole that they had for this poor sweltering console inside this box. They didn't want to show anyone. I swear to God, I put my ear up to that. I was like, that sounds like a base model PS4 running this shit. And then it was the end of the demo. I was like one of the last like 3 people that were left playing, because I was just, the first like 5 minutes would be the demo. I just took the camera and I just rotated it around Cloud just so I could see, and I tried to get out of like the Mako reactor. I tried to go back to see if I could go further back. But it starts with you being dropped essentially right on the top platform. About like, you know, that you've just entered the reactor room and you're gonna have to go down and plant the bomb. And you're on that very top level, like Cloud and Barrett, they walk up to that level and the door's shut, and boom, right there, Jesse gives her a little speech like, oh, there it is, boys. You gotta go down and take care of it. But I swear, you know, of course no one there was gonna tell me what the hell it was running on, but it sounded like an OG base model PlayStation 4, weirdly enough. Well, there wasn't anything new in particular. However, there was a new ending screen that just said thank you for playing, and I did notice I got to get a glimpse as to the you know, the PlayStation theme, or, you know, the actual background of the console when they ended the demo, because they had to end it manually. And I was watching a guy work in the booth, him exit out of the demo, the thank you for playing screen, and I saw like what was on the screen. So it was just a file. It was a single game file that had no image on it. It had a bunch of characters and numbers that said pretty much, it said FF7, you know, and then it said R, and then it was like, you know, a bunch of, like, it looked like random numbers and letters, and then it was just the disc icon, completely blank UI on the dashboard there for PlayStation 4, if it was a PlayStation 4. And that was it. It was weird. It almost looked like a system that had been like jailbroken or completely hacked or something like that, because there was nothing there. It was just a disc icon, and it was a blue screen. So it was kind of weird in that regard. I had never seen anything like that before, other than, you know, seeing someone's jailbroken PlayStation 4. I'm very curious as to what the hell that was and what. Like, I legitimately, like, I saw the leaks. You know, I saw the demo leaks and everything like that. Oh, well, let me show you guys this a little bit closer, so you guys can get a better look. I should have brought you over here to begin with. But it honestly looked like a jailbroken PlayStation 4. I don't know. That was the one thing that I couldn't, and like the guy, like obviously he did not want me to look at it. He was like, "You can exit right out through there, sir," and I'm like, "Okay," and I just stood there watching him. I had to pretty much have them tell me to leave, because I was like, I don't want to leave. Not really. But the booth was pretty well done. I couldn't really get too close to the artwork that was on the wall, because the area that I was playing the demo, it was like the furthest away from the wall. I was just solo in the line, so I was just waiting to play, and they were like, "Oh, we need a solo," and so I just got on like the friggin' end kiosk to play this game. I wasn't super close to the concept art, which kind of sucked. And I did ask them, I was like, "Can I come up and take pictures of this?" And they were like, "Not unless you have a ticket." And I was like, "Oh, whatever." The Butterfinger thing, though, they were pushing that pretty fucking hard. They were giving away Butterfingers there, little miniature ones, which was actually kind of cool. It was really funny. They were, I think there was like some kind of like Girl Scout or troop or something there. Maybe they have like, you know, maybe they have like video game merit badges now or something. But I remember I was like walking past the remake like booth where they had the bowl of candy, and it was completely full, and the lady was just handing them out and stuff there. And then I walked back like literally 5 minutes later, and I saw this Girl Scout troop just walk through, and they just cleared the whole place out. I know. You know what I heard, though? I heard that from a couple of other people in line that supposedly all the artwork is going to be, you know, going to be made available somehow. I'm going to guess it's going to be made available in a book. They always end up doing this. I remember they did this with 15. I have like the hardbound, I have like the hardcover strategy guide, which has like all the artwork in it as well. I have a feeling they'll probably end up doing the same thing, and whether or not they contract their own publisher out to do that, or if they have, you know, another third-party strategy guide publication do that. I have a feeling that those are not going to go to waste. Nothing that Nomura does, any kind of sketches or anything like that, is ever like, you know, just tossed aside or anything like that. Now it's like kept, it's like artwork. It should be hung in a museum, for as far as I'm concerned. Hey Domino, thank you very much. I appreciate it. Let your friends know. Let the old man know down the street that you like it. Share it with them. Share it with everyone in the world, all right? Share it with them all. All right? Not trying to sell myself short, you know? But, thank you. Hey, what's up, Ghost Tom? So, what are the questions you guys have? You guys have any more questions? I mean, I kind of like told you guys what I had learned and what I had seen. I did notice, and I don't know why I didn't notice this before, but when I went up really up close to that piece of artwork of all of them standing on the edge of the busted up highway, you know, the whole group shot there, I didn't notice that Barrett was smiling. I thought he was just had his like normal, like, you know, a pissed off Barrett grimace on, but I saw Brianna today, yes. Yep. I actually went to her very first panel today. I had stopped in. I actually recorded her a little bit. I didn't put it in this thing here, but I tweeted it out on Twitter. It's somewhere. If you look back on all my litany of tweets today, she also like tweeted it out too. I took that video of her. She was talking about Final Fantasy VII and the remake. It was cool. It was cool listening to her, and it was cool listening to those guys about how they got into the video gaming industry, and you know how they got into voice acting and stuff. And you know, at the end of the day, it sounds like they, at the very start, they were all just very big, you know, gaming fans and fans of video games and like to talk about video games. So it was cool to hear that. You know, she's incredibly knowledgeable about, all the questions I was asked of her. I didn't like go up and like meet her because she was like in the middle of like a panel, and I wanted to split essentially before rush hour started. So I got the hell out of there as soon as I was done with the demo. I took a few more pictures, said goodbye to a few friends, and then I split. But it was an insanely magical experience because of how like pain-free it was. I didn't like at ever one point being like, oh my god, what did I do with my life to be sitting here in this fucking line? I didn't ever feel like that for a second. I felt like it was worth it. I felt like if I succumb to coronavirus, that might be bad, but the place was remarkably clean, and I've been to the BCEC before, and it's looked like hell. Today it looked great. I think today also looked good because it was the first day. It was, man. It was the entire Scorpion boss battle. There really wasn't a time limit on it either, which I know someone, when I was walking up getting my ticket, they were like, oh, it must have a time limit. That's why it has these times on it. And I said, no, there's no timer on it. I was like, to beat the Scorpion boss Sentinel, I was like, beat the Scorpion Sentinel, it's not that insane of a boss fight. You're not going to be spending hours on it or anything like that. It's not like you're facing off against, someone like Sin or something like that from 10. No, Weeb Fig, and that's the fucking thing, man, is that I was like Hawkeyeing the whole remake demo booth there, and I was watching people playing it, and I was watching their reactions because I wanted to see, hardcore fans, casuals, kids, I wanted to see everyone's reaction to this shit. And I kid you not, I stood in front of that as one session got out, 42 people left. Not one frown. I saw big smiles. I saw people who looked like they were fucking ecstatic. I saw one guy he was like going crazy like on the music, like he looked like me, like going like friggin' like, he was just like, the guy was going nuts. He had he had a very rooster like head, he had like kind of like a little chicken like buck going. But it was cool because I knew the guy was like, I was like, look at this guy here. He was like, he just is totally jamming out on this shit to the Mako Reactor battle theme. I don't think I will. Yeah, I don't. The thing about coronavirus is that, even though it is scary and it is, if you don't have health insurance and stuff, it can be very terrifying. But as long as you are keeping your hands clean and you're not like, your immune system isn't totally compromised, you're not taking any medication to compromise your immune system or to lower your blood cell count, I don't think you really have much to worry about. I'm not a doctor though. I'm just a video gaming vampire, so don't take my words as gospel. All right, I don't want anyone to say, well, Slayer said it was fine, so I'm off to the races. No, I don't want you to be a dead duck. But it's unfortunate. I wish that John was gonna be there. Would have been cool, like, to see him. Also, Neil, who does a lot of the marketing for Square Enix, he was supposed to be there today, but he had to push his flight back. So I know he's gonna be there at other points of time. Thing is, I actually have an opportunity to go tomorrow and the day after, and I'm not sure if I'm going to. I didn't actually buy a ticket, but another ticket, a couple of tickets was offered to me, so I'm not entirely sure if I'm gonna go again. I could go and play the Scorpion boss demo again and get a bunch of posters. Oh yeah, that's the other thing too. Is the materia system too much different? No. Well, vampires are immune to diseases though. Well, that's true. That's not true. Dude, at the end of the day, we're still humans, alright? Don't listen to that asshole Alucard. He just makes up stuff just to freak people out. It's true. We can succumb to diseases and flus and things like that. We may rebound a little bit differently than a human. We still get sick though, trust me. That is for goddamn sure. I'm not worried about it. I'm just gonna stock up on water. Hey, that's not a bad idea, just in case. I'm not trying to create a panic or anything like that. Y'all are probably totally fine. The materia system is not different though, Domino. No. It's it seems like I wasn't able to access any kind of like character menu. I noticed it was locked for whatever reason. It was locked. I couldn't like go like and equip different things into the menu and stuff like that. I tried to. I knew the button combination to do that because I'd seen other people do that in other different footage that I'd seen on YouTube, but I was not able to get into there. But from what I've seen, it's not exactly the same, but it scales and translates well with the remake. And what I mean by that is that when you look at the materia system for the first time, like I have seen it in photographs and pictures and stuff, I'm not like, whoa, what the hell is this shit? No, I'm not. It's not like that. And it's not going to be like 10's materia system either. It's kind of hard to describe. It's not totally, you're not going to be like, losing your mind and tearing out your hair though, trying to figure out materia. And as you can see here, guys, there was actually not, there was a lot of people in the back there, but I've been to Pax East before where it's been like wall to wall, like shoulder to shoulder people. This was not the case. I feel like just because I went on a day that was like not as busy like as tomorrow or Saturday or Sunday, or Saturday is always going to be the busiest day for them. I know that for sure. That was cool. That was cool. That bike was wobbly as fuck. That bike was wobbly. Wedge had obviously sat and used the Hardy Daytona too many times. I stood up on that thing and I swear to God, that thing was gonna fall over. What's the point of the Butterfinger promo? So, from what I gather, there's gonna be some DLC items that are gonna be given away via Butterfinger. And if you so desire, you can go ahead and participate in this. I have a feeling though, whatever DLC they're going to be giving away, whether it's the Chocobo, the Carbuncle, or the Cactar, I have a feeling all of those, if those are what they're going to be putting in there, or if it's different, like if it's weapon-based DLC or whatever, I have a feeling all that stuff is going to be able to be purchasable from the PlayStation Store. I think this is just a tie-in promotion to get you to buy Butterfingers, Three Musketeers, whatever else, the Crunch Bar. The Butterfinger promo was inspired by Cloud falling from the reactor. Yeah, I bet. It's accessories, yeah. That's what they said. They were like, oh, it's DLC, for added items in the game. That's what the person at the booth said, and I was like, okay, you don't really know what the hell that is. Oh, okay, gotcha. Yeah, it didn't seem like it was like, people in line were like, what am I gonna do? Have to eat 25 Butterfingers in order to get the Knights of the Round summon? And I'm like, no, you fucking ding dong. What the hell's wrong with you? Do you think Square Enix would want you to fucking down 50 fucking Butterfingers so you can get the Knights of the Round? Being capable of doing the insane materia combinations from the original, like combining 8 fires. Man, I wouldn't worry about it too much. I think you're going to be quite surprised about how customizable this game is going to be. I know stuff that, and some of you guys, you may have dug into the leaks a little bit like that. But I did some real digging, and I saw some shit that is going to I can't reveal exactly what I saw because I would be, if it ever got out, Square Enix would have my ass on a platter. I'm pretty sure I'm walking a tightrope with them right now talking about the demo, but I know some shit that's going to blow your minds. You guys are going to it's going to be a great game. The series is going to be phenomenal. People are losing their minds over Game 1. Just wait until like Game 2, dudes. Jesus Christ. Unlock diabetes. Replace the Buster Sword with a Butterfinger. Now see, that would be hilarious, wouldn't it? Unbelievable. Yep, I know, right? Hey, they came right out and they said it. They said, nope, we're not doing it for PS5. I have a feeling if you eventually you know, when the PS5 eventually comes out and you decided to play Final Fantasy VII Remake in your PS5, I have a feeling there would be some kind of visual fidelity scaling, you know, that would be happening, whether that's, you know, extra layers of, you know, anti-aliasing, or maybe PS5 is going to have G-Sync, or, you know, the ability to have essentially better frame rates than 60 frames per second on more advanced screens. I have a feeling that it's going to be scalable because it's Unreal Engine 4, and that's what, you know, knock on wood, I'm so glad that Nomura and Square have decided to get away from the Luminous engine. Nothing against the Luminous engine, but it can suck my dick. I fucking hate that engine. I'm so glad that they decided to make this on Unreal. A, because it's insanely scalable. You could have this shit running on like that VHS Xbox One, the original like base model. You can have this running on your OG PlayStation 4. I'm a firm believer that with Unreal Engine 4 as being the engine to develop this game, that it's going to be on the Nintendo Switch. Don't take that, you know, take that with a grain of salt. But it is Unreal Engine 4, and Unreal Engine 4 is completely, pretty much scalable. I played all of Kingdom Hearts and X15, and it didn't feel right for both games, to be honest. Well, I can't really speak too much for Kingdom Hearts 3 because I only played a small portion of that. I have played some more since then. If I were to say, the thing is, like, I was gonna, yeah, I would. This isn't really like Kingdom Hearts either, because Kingdom Hearts you can really like hack and slash. You really need to be like this game. I'm telling you guys, the combat like requires strategy. You can't just go in there just spamming the square button. I tried that. I literally tried to play it like those idiot dopey leakers who leaked all the demo and who just like were playing the game like absolute dog shit because every leaker, you know, is obviously born with one arm and one eye and, you know, very bad hand-eye coordination. I don't know. I purposely tried to play it as horrible as I can to be like, can I Final Fantasy 15 my way through the 7 Remake demo, and I couldn't. I found out really quickly that you pay for mistakes in that game. Like if you don't dodge or you like decide to like attack, like when like for example, it had the shielding up, the Scorpion boss that had the shielding up, and I tried to attack it, but I couldn't. I was attacking it, but I was doing it for very little damage. It was like I was not even attacking it at all. And so what I had found out is that there's a generator button that you actually have to, there's like a shield generator, like actual like damage point where you actually have to stand and attack in a certain position to like hit that. And the Scorpion boss, you can walk behind it while you're fighting it, but that shit is not going to stay in one place. It hops around the whole stage and it will turn to face you. Like it literally, it did like a 180 and turned to face me, and it just fucking crushed me. It really will be. It's not Sephiroth for Smash. Yes. Yes. Don't get me started on that shit. I don't know, I prefer Kingdom Hearts. Were you missing the jump button from Kingdom Hearts? Also, I will say there was no jumping. At least not to my knowledge. At least not to my knowledge. I don't think there was. I tried to jump around it. I don't think you could. Hack the guard Scorpion's butthole. Yes. Yes. Essentially, that's what I had to do. I had to go right to the behind of the guard Scorpion and attack from the rear. They're also like they show you early on in the game that like those sentry turrets, those little enemies that attack with the mono drives. You really can attack them, even if you use the Braver attack as Cloud. I tried to use the Braver attack, which it said in the description, the Braver attack launches Cloud up in the air with his sword and strikes down with it. I'm thinking, oh, he's going to jump up in the air and he's going to be able to slice down on top of the sentry. No, you really do need Barret for anything that's like above Cloud. So I was like, okay, they really are playing. You really, like, you can't just mash buttons. You can't just be Cloud Strife. You have to actually be Barret in the fight. If you have like a fight where you're having 3 characters, it seems that you actually have to rotate around. Like you know, the app's boss battle sounds like you could probably stick as Cloud or Tifa, Aerith, whatever. You know, but for the Scorpion boss battle, you definitely need Barret. bike was sick. It was very unsturdy. I'm a big guy. I'm massive. I'm a big guy. But that bike was unstable. I saw like a girl who was dressed as like Yuna. And she was like 4 foot nothing. And she got on that thing and that bike was just shaking. It was just shaking. I don't really know how to just... I saw like whatever the hell that they bolted it to was like this flimsy like wood that was just painted. And it's a booth. It's a booth. It's supposed to look like Midgard, but at the end of the day, it was a booth. And just all they had was like 4 bolts on the bottom of that bike holding it in place. And I was like, and I told the guy after, I said, fella, I was like, you're gonna be on your back fixing that by the end of the day. I was like, guaranteed. And sure enough, I was right. Those bolts did not hold that bike in. The Cloud holding square does a 2-hit. Yes, that's correct. Yep. You can hold down the attack, and he does like a 2-strike attack. If you hold down the attack button with Barrett, he just fires a stream of bullets from his arm cannon into the enemy. Both Cloud and Barrett, they both had abilities. Cloud had Braver, Cross Slash. He had one more, which I'm blanking on the name of it. And then Barrett had like Bullet Blasts. And he had like 2 other ones that either for me didn't sound familiar, or it was like it's almost kind of like a special move. And that's kind of where this is a little bit new for me, because back when I played everyone else played Final Fantasy VII, you had your basic attacks, you had your spells that you could perform for materia, then you had your limit break. So I used Cloud's limit break, and that was cool. I used it once to knock out the Scorpion Sentinel turret to send it into phase 3, and then I used it once again to defeat the boss, and that was really cool. The guy standing next to me, he was just eating shit. Like, he was just eating like shit. I don't know what the hell was wrong. The guy next to me, I don't think he knew what the hell he was doing. And he was like, and he kept looking over at me like, how are you doing these cool ass moves? And I did the whole thing like where I do the limit break and the camera like zooms up into like Cloud's like oh shit, and he's just got the Buster Sword and he's about to swing it. I don't know, it was just it was a very special, very epic moment to like hear all the music, to see the action, to see the characters, to not being like shown a trailer and actually playing it myself. Like, it was weird. Like, I had a red PlayStation controller too here at the castle, and I was using a red PlayStation controller at the demo, and I was like, Jesus Christ, I was like, I might as well be home right now. Bullet Barrage. Yes, thank you. It was really magical. Again, they were really pushing these. They were pushing them pretty hard, amongst other things, but you guys don't know, I have other stuff upstairs that I can show you of things that I got. Just the free stuff that they were giving away. You guys want to see some of that shit? I'll be right back. All right. I'm going to put up some dancing skeletons, alright? Alright, I'm gonna go grab it. I'll be right back. Okay. Alright, so I might have to flip my camera for this because I realize now that you guys actually see the flip. Alright, I usually like facing this way when I'm looking at this screen, but we'll do it the other way around. Alright, so you guys can actually see everything. So here is the Shinra Pass. Alright. It's kind of like funny because they designed it wrong. I only know that because I'm a graphic designer, so the tear off part had actually all the social media info on it, which is the part that you want your patron to take with them, so you can like go on social media and like follow the Final Fantasy VII Remake. But that's the part that they tore off, so I thought that was kind of funny. But it is the Shinra Electric Power Company logo. There's nothing else on the back side. I thought was a missed opportunity. I feel like they could have put like, you know, a Mako reactor, something on there, a picture of Midgar. I don't know. You know, pretty basic. I enjoy, you know, nice little attention to detail. Shinra, we work hard so you can live well. A little hard to hear. All right, I'll lower it. How's that? A little bit better? A little bit better? I'm always deaf, so I can't really tell music levels wise. Like what's good and what's not. I'm totally lost my hearing, but yeah, you're welcome. This is not Final Fantasy VII related, but I did think it was one of the cooler things that they were actually giving out there. Sword Shield postcards. If you are going to Pax East, go and get these. They're free. You can just walk up to Nintendo's booth on the lobby level and just go in to get them. I mean, like, look at this shit. Shit's fucking whimsical. A postcard? What the hell is that? Like, what year are we in Nintendo? Like 1930? But still, these will probably be like on once and, you know, they give them out once and then that's it. Yeah, I don't know. Pretty cool. So I was, yeah, don't sob. Like, you know, are you fucking kidding me, Nintendo? That's fucking whimsical. So I thought that was pretty cool. Here's, yeah, the Butterfinger thing again. There's a code on the back, so someone can redeem that and go get some candy or whatever. Final Fantasy Online, which I just started playing. By the way, that game is awesome. If you guys ever want to play a solid MMO that's better than World of Warcraft, go check that out. They were giving away scarves. Final Fantasy 15, or not 15, 14 scarves. I'll open up one right now so we can see it. There were a lot of things. There were a lot of things to do there for kids. You could have photos taken with Isabelle, with KK Slider, with Tom Nook, all these other Animal Crossing characters. They had a lot of stuff over there to do in Nintendo. Pretty good scarf, right? Alright, that was pretty cool. You got that. The lanyards were Final Fantasy 14, Final Fantasy Online related. I also got this shit too. Apparently these are going to be quite rare. I'm not into Animal Crossing. I mean, I did that direct and I felt like it was kind of a sham because I'm not really super into the series, but I did get this because I heard it was rare and I'll just hang on to it forever. The pin, I'm not fucking wearing pins, you know what I'm saying? But it is cool. Now, this was really cool. And some of you all have like messaged the hell out of me, and I will try to contact those who message me. I only have a certain amount of these, and I was pushing it, asking for many. They really did not like that I just took a handful of these, but I just decided to anyways. And then I thought this was the coolest thing. It's a Final Fantasy VII poster, okay? So it's a poster. Pretty cool. It's on the front cover. You can see Cloud is on there with his Buster Sword. And then on the back, we got a reverse fucking poster. We got the gang here. You know what I'm saying? High quality print. It's on some kind of like semi-gloss cardstock. I feel like it's like 80 pound. Don't ask me why I know that. Yep, it's a little poster. Notice also that they had just gotten these printed, which they did. I literally saw them come out of a Staples box. They had them reprinted for the event with the new release date on it, which is April 10th. So, yeah, it was pretty cool. I wish they were bigger. I was like, someone was saying, oh yeah, like I was in line to get into the expo hall, and they were like, posters for Final Fantasy VII Remake, and I'm like, fucking, I'll take 1,000. I thinking they're like 24.36, and I was like, oh, they're small, but they're pretty cool. Isn't that the rule? Well, I mean, I kind of thought so, and then the lady kind of gave me like the stink eye. I was really pushing my fucking luck here. I was pushing my luck. I think, you know, people like, but, you know, even though I was pushing my luck, I think what it comes down to is that people look at the size of me and they're like, well, I'm not going to tell this lumbering giant to not fucking take a poster, or actually a couple of posters. He's huge. He's going to fucking crush me. So I think that's like what I think that's like what people generally think when they when they're about to like say, hey, knock that shit off. They like kind of like think like, should I really anger the giant? I don't know. But, you know, very, very kind. Well, most of the time. Most of the time. Anyways. Now I can flip my camera around, right? Now I'm curious. Someone was saying, "Oh, I bet these fucking posters are gonna go on eBay and people are gonna start charging like $50 for them because it's like a one-time print sort of thing." And I was like, "Come on, get out of here!" But some of the merch that they were selling at, like on the other side, which a lot of it is stuff that you guys have seen before, was all the play arts, you know, action figures and stuff, and the remake action figures. It was weird. They had like stuff that was branded as Final Fantasy VII Remake, although it was like Cloud Stripe's model from Advent Children. A little weird. Imagine a stranger walking up to you and Doc in a dark alleyway. That would be hilarious. Oh, now I got it to work. What's up, B Prime? I think I know you, Bree. Do I fucking know you? I think I do. As vampires, not sure if you knew that, or I have Baldur's Gate on my Switch, and I've been enjoying it. So that's fascinating. What I think you'd like to know, since there's more vampires in games coming. Good. I'd rather hold on to that poster. Yeah, like literally, some of you guys saw it. I know some of you did. I tweeted out a picture of the poster, and then I'm serious, like, you know, like 15 of you DM'd me immediately when you saw that tweet, and you were like, can I have a poster? And I had to just delete it. I still have like all these fucking notifications over here from it. I tried to grab I think I grabbed about 15. I'll try to send out, if you DM me asking me for a poster, I'd like to keep a few for myself. But if I, you know, have any extras, you know, I'll be happy to send them to you, as long as you're in US. If you're international, that might be a little bit of an issue for me. It will be mucho dolores for Mr. Santiago. Everyone else did. Most people would run. I would simply bow down. Jesus. That'd have to be a pretty fucking tall alleyway. All right, man. The alleyway would have to be like, what, 30 feet tall. Yes, you did, Bree. You got in at the ground level, though. You were like the first one. And then I tweeted out a picture of it. It was like, nope, fucking delete that shit. I know. That's what I was thinking, Bree. I was like, oh man, she went to the one last year, and I'm like, I'm sure that there was shit to do there last year, but in comparison to this year, I had a lot of fun. I played, what the hell is it? I got into a game of Animal Crossing, which I didn't think it was going to happen. I totally missed the reservation thing. I ended up getting a reservation through someone who like just straight up just didn't want to go on theirs, and I was like, can I just take their spot? And they were like, yeah, sure. So I just played it. It was Animal Crossing. I didn't really record the booth or anything like that. I took a few pictures of their booth, which was, by the way, Nintendo. What the hell? Half of like the expo hall was Final Fantasy VII Remake and half of it was Animal Crossing. No joke. Oh, well, for those of you who are eager to play the game, it is coming out really soon. It's coming out in like 40 something days. It's like kind of like, now that I've played like one of these demos, and I've also seen the demo gameplay on YouTube. I went to an acquaintance of mine to see them play the demo, but I had never personally played it yet. Now though that I've played it, it's kind of like a dagger is like stuck in like my back and it's just slowly being twisted. That's like what it feels like now, because if I just want to go and turn on my PlayStation 4 right now and just play it, but I know I can't. Did you really get bribed $20? No, but get this. And I wish I could have like recorded this. It was just one of those times I was just walking by and I had my ticket out and I was like looking at the time and I said, oh, I'm still like 20 minutes early. I was like, I don't have to stand in line yet. And so one guy, he was like, I saw him go up to the, and they were like, oh, is this the line for the remake demo? And they were like, yep. And they were like, where's your ticket? And he was like, what ticket? He was like, my PAX badge. And they were like, no. They were like, you needed a ticket. They like, we sold out of them. You know, they were gone in like, you know, in like 15 minutes this morning. And the guy was just so mad. But, you know, looked like he was a pretty well-dressed guy. So anyways, I saw this whole thing transpiring. I was just kind of, you know, dicking around, taking pictures and shit. And he saw that I was taking out my ticket. And he said, is that one of the tickets? And I said, yes. And he said, can I purchase it from you? And I was like, I don't know. I just said, I don't know. Is it worth it to buy a Switch? Yes. Yes. Yes, it is. A lot of good games on there, including Final Fantasy VII. But he offered to pay me money for the ticket. And I honestly, seriously considered it for a moment. He was like, well, how much do you want? And it was kind of like weird because this was all happening like, not like in like a private like meeting room. Like we were like, you know, businessmen sitting down to like, you know, fucking coffee and paperwork at like 9 a.m. This was like in the middle of a crowded ass convention hall surrounded by other people wanting a ticket, wanting to get in, wanting to play. And I was just like, this is fucking sketch, bro. I was like, so this is how like a fucking drug deal feels with like a fucking kingpin, huh? Like shit. I was like, no. I was like, nah, I was like, I'm not really sure I want to give this up. I was like, I've been looking forward to this for quite some time. And he was like, I'll give you $50. And I was like, thinking in my head, I was like, you know, I didn't pre-order just the standard edition. Even though I have the deluxe one pre-ordered, I didn't pre-order the standard physical edition, which I intend to do. So I said, that could pay for that. I said, no. And he literally, and then after that, he just like, he got pissed and he just like started walking around being like, anyone have a ticket to sell? And then Square was like, you can't solicit like, you know, someone to like, you know, give you a ticket, sir. Like, you can't do that. I was like, I just, you know, this sounds like a bad idea, sir. I just don't want to do that. No, get the hell away from me, you fucking chicken. Stop rubbernecking around here. Not doing that. No. Yeah, that's what I saw a lot of people going up in line being like, I'm coming back tomorrow. Then I told my wife I wasn't getting another ticket, but I'm coming back tomorrow. It was smooth. As I said before in the stream, there were a number of I could see like kind of like slowdowns. It wasn't as seamless as it seems like in, you know, the trailers when they go from CGI to gameplay. Like when you went from the pre-rendered like a gameplay footage to actually like gameplay, there was a little bit of like like I could see like when the scenes were transitioning, but that's only because I can like I can like see that kind of shit in presentations. Like I could see what they were doing. They added like a fog effect to help the transition of scenes. It was pretty, robust. Like I said, when I wasn't doing anything and I wasn't walking around when I wasn't attacking and I wasn't in the middle of a fight, and if I was just rotating the camera around, it was so smooth. So smooth. But when I got into a heavy boss battle, like the phase 3 of the Scorpion boss battle, all the fire effects, the explosions and stuff, and all the sparks coming off of Cloud's Buster Sword, there was definitely, if I had like a Fraps program open or like a frame rate program open, I would be willing to bet that the frame rates took a dip there. But that's just what happens in games when you get a lot of, visual artifacts going on the screen. Hopefully they tighten up that final version. It's going to be tightened up. There were a number of things that I noticed, like in just some of the newer gameplay that I've seen in the trailers based on like what I saw in the demo. Like the lighting. I feel like in the final game is going to look better than this because I've seen what the trailers look like. And it almost looks like this is like the build that I was playing for this demo was like that. It must be part of like that E3 build. It must be just a sliced up version of that E3 build. Because it looked just like that. It doesn't. No, it doesn't play like Kingdom Hearts. No. As I said earlier, it was I almost died a few times during the Scorpion boss battle. And I was playing the game as intended. I didn't suck. I was dodging. I wasn't attacking when the tail was up, you know what I'm saying? It just, how does it work? It's using an ATB, so the action turn-based, in order to do these special moves to pull off, like cross slash cross slash, and I think there was also a triple slasher, was one on there for Cloud. Yeah, it did, honestly. Like it when I was like walking around, and I was just exploring the Mako reactor, it felt a lot like Spider-Man. The combat was quick like Spider-Man's, but as I said, I tried to Final Fantasy 15 Noctis my way through that by just slamming the attack button. I learned very quickly that you get punished for those poor combat choices. You get, it's like 7. It's like the old 7. When you keep spamming, materia attack, against the Midgar Zolam, and you get fucking destroyed. It was like that. It's like, you actually have to strategize. You have to go get the Chocobo and get around the Zolam. But it was a difficult boss battle. It wasn't easy. You have to block, like, attacks. There are these rockets that are coming out all over the place. You can individually target certain parts of the Scorpion boss by pressing the R3, so you can target the legs, the shield generator, the body of the Scorpion Sentinel itself. It was a good experience. It was quick. Like I said, I was not waiting around for days and days. I'm very curious about that too. Everyone criticizes Square for advertising too much of the game, but I'd say that they really haven't done that, unless you're like a whore for the new story elements, in this game. I really don't believe that Square has shown too much. I feel like the materia system, like some of the other unincorporated elements to the original Final Fantasy VII game, which may or may not be in this game, I think we're going to see that. And I, for one, hope we also see Hot-Blooded Detective Joe, because that would be a cool little nod. The game sounds lit. Somehow I'll get a PS4, borrow one. Well, people are like, well, it's like, if you're a first timer, I don't want to have it spoiled. And I'm like, yeah, but I'm like, what is the marketing department going to do? And this is why I got angry when people were like, don't stop showing so much. You have no idea how hard it is for a marketing team to have to market a game when they don't fucking have anything, all right? People are saying stop showing so much of the game. They have no fucking idea what they're talking about. You want to know why? Because they're not marketers. They're not in the design industry. They don't know that stuff. They don't know art. They don't know promotion. They don't know design. They're idiots. That's all I'm going to say. You know who you are. How can you market a game if you're not gonna show anything? Like, what the fuck? Like, you think Steven Spielberg, when he came out with Raiders of the Lost Ark, he wasn't gonna show bits of that movie? Hell no. He was gonna show fucking the ball coming right down after Indiana Jones, because you wanna know why? Because that'll get people to watch the fucking game. Or movie. Thank you, Aaron. Or A. You know, people were like, oh, they're showing too much of the game. Hey, you know what they should do? Just as an idea? Make a crazy random ass like commercial like the original North American ones. Those 3 ones that I just put on YouTube. And that I've been posting on Twitter all over the place anytime Square tweets out about something about the remake. Just remake those commercials. They were so random, like you couldn't, like these scenes, like they weren't connected. I think that's the big problem, is that everyone, when you have these trailers now, they're all these connecting scenes. They're all these scenes that are connected. They're CGI scenes connected to battle that accompany that CGI, and it tells the story. It's like, what do you want, guys? It's how modern games are marketed. That's... Right. Well, it's like, you're like, oh, they're showing Midgar. They're showing too much. It's like, guys, that's where the game takes place. Oh, the game's too small. Oh, the disc 1 game. Guys, it's 2020, all right? We're not putting fucking games on, 600 megabyte black PlayStation discs, all right? Yeah, true, but I also will say I don't like God of War. I didn't like the new God of War. I didn't think that they did enough to reinvent that series. Okay, so big whoop. Norse gods instead of, the Greek gods originally or whatever. I nothing against Kratos. I like the original God of War games. God of War, the newest one on PS4, totally lost on me. I don't know why. And if they didn't show it, they bitch. Yeah, exactly. Those same people, they'd be like, why haven't you shown more of the game? Those same crybabies, those little baby idiots. The same idiots who are saying, don't fucking show the game. No. Show the game. You have to market the game. I'm not saying to spoil everything. Don't have your big matzo balls hanging out there, all right? You don't want your meatball hanging in the wind, all right? Get that meatball inside. Preferably in your mouth, but you don't want that hanging out there. But at the same time, it's like, what the hell is that? What are they gonna do? Fucking read a book? What are they gonna do? Draw a fucking cartoon? Fucking MS Paint style? No, you're gonna get in-game footage and renders and shit. You gotta give that marketing department something. Don't, those are people and those are jobs, all right? Saying to not advertise the game, that's like pretty much taking the wind right out of the sails. You're dead before you start. Anarchy looks cool. We got a question, Slayer. Size of the wasteland outside around Midgar in the newest trailer. Do you think it'll be 3 or 4 plus parts? I'm personally thinking 4. I would say 3, but that's only because I'm basing it off of the original game. Like each disc is its, is a game section, but I don't know. I also don't know how far Nomura and Kitase want to take this. I don't know if they want to try to reinvent the Final Fantasy compilations, which includes Dirge of Cerberus and Crisis Core Final Fantasy VII. I don't know if this game series is going to impact or encompass those worlds at all. I'm starting to think maybe it will, if this really is going to be a multi-tiered game series. I can't see them doing the full remake without going into Zack. And if you are going to go into Zack, it's like you might as well just take Crisis Core and just throw the remake engine on it. Now that they have like this engine and these assets that are programmed in Unreal, they almost kind of have like what Capcom had with Resident Evil remake, the Resident Evil 2 remake. You guys, like, isn't it crazy how fast Capcom was able to flip around Resident Evil 3 remake? That's what Square is going to do. They're going to be using this engine, this Unreal engine that they've essentially gotten accustomed to using. And I think they're going to start to see a lot of games being made in that engine. I think it's going to be very easy for them. if they, do you think they, now more important question is that if they remade Advent Children, would they change the story or would they keep it the same? I hope that they change it up a little bit, personally. They're not even sure. I just know that the Wasteland, the original Wasteland, took seconds to get out of. Yeah, I would pretty much take any part in the game that, you kind of blew over. Wu-Tai and, the Golden Saucer and stuff like that. You really just multiply that. This universe is not, this Final Fantasy universe that they're making is not small by any means. It's very massive. Oh, for sure. I've heard things that they're gonna try to add and incorporate like ideas that were not technically possible because it was the PlayStation 1 and it was 1997. Ideas that the development group for Final Fantasy VII had, they weren't able to implement due to technical limitations and the time of year, or the year that it was. I think you're going to start to see some of those elements come back in. I think you may, I'm just spitballing right now, I think you might see the Lone Wolf come into play. Cloud's, I guess his crest, the Lone Wolf, I think you might see come into play in the remake. I don't know in what capacity. I think we're going to see a lot more with Genova, obviously. I think Sephiroth is going to be introduced very early on in the story. And even though we haven't seen him yet at all, I think Zack will be in the story as well. He may even be in Game 1, I don't know. I feel like you have to mention him. He was in the first game anyways. He was in the original game. You have to mention him. It's not like you can't, oh, Zack. No, you have to mention him. Yeah, I think you also might see some different summons that were not entirely possible from before. You might see summons from newer Final Fantasy games. I have a feeling we're gonna get retro skins. This I'm almost pretty sure of. I'm pretty sure you're gonna get retro skins. You're gonna get the low poly outfits. I hope to God that they give everyone their Advent Children outfits. I hope we get Barrett in the white leather. You know what I'm saying? And we get Tifa in the black with the red band on her arm, and we get Cloud, with his Advent gear on and the bandages and such. It would be so cool to get that. It'd be so cool if we just got every single tiered. We got we got all the, we got the Gunblade. We got Noctis's sword. We got Lightning sword. We got just give me every Final Fantasy protagonist main weapon as a weapon that you could find in the game. Just add them all in there. Add them all as side quests if you have to. Make Final Fantasy VII Remake, make it be like that universe that will connect all of these other Final Fantasy games together for fans. Yes, custom outfits. Give me the low poly outfits. I want to go into battle slicing the Buster Sword and looking like my fucking hair is going to pop a balloon at a Midgar birthday party because everyone knows Slayer Santiago wants a birthday party at Midgar. Yeah, cut summons, exactly. You look back in the development of Final Fantasy VII, there's a shit ton, and I mean a shit ton, sketches, drawings, enemies that never made it into the game because they either ran out of time, they had to cut corners because of budget or whatever. Now, though, I have a feeling you're going to see Nomura going back to a lot of those designs. You're going to see a lot. You're going to see more enemies. You're going to see bigger enemies. If this demo is any indication of anything, it's that this is not a small game. I stayed and I played that demo I played a boss battle. Which, I'll be honest, I don't remember the last time I spent 20 minutes on a boss battle. When the hell was the last time you spent 20 minutes on a boss battle, huh? Usually over in a second, because you can just blow through it. Not this game. No. Vincent, oh I know. When that Vincent reveal trailer comes out, my God, I better not be wearing a steel-plated thong or something like that, or else my PP is gonna have some problems. I wish I had a sound effect that I could just be ding, you know what I'm saying? Hitting metal. Do I have a hitting metal? No. What do I got on here? Final game will definitely have some epic bosses. The music also was fantastic in this. I will say though, the Mako battle reactor theme, it sounded like the ones that I've heard. Also, by the way, stay tuned to my channel because I'm going to be releasing the Mako battle reactor extended version soon. Well, you'll be able to see Slayer fighting alongside Team Avalanche like all my other ones. But the music sounded a little bit different. I don't know if that's because it was just the headphones or whatever I was listening to, but it just sounded like it was a little bit faster. I don't know. The squats, yes. Oh, the Turk song? Yes, it does. I know. What do you guys think of that? You guys like the fact that it sounds like an old Western? I like it. I know it doesn't sound as like synthy or as creepy as the original one, but god damn. And yeah, I'm as you can see, like my mind is just blown. I'm still like I'm replaying the demo in my head. I'm just replaying it. Play the OG. It's the Bill IMO. I'm kind of with you, Society. You know what song I can't fucking wait to hear? Oh yes. How about Barrett's theme? I want to hear Barrett's theme. I hope they got a slamming saxophone in his theme too. You know what I mean? That I want to hear. I want to hear Sephiroth. I want to hear the Sephiroth theme. I want to see what the hell Matsu fucking came up with that. I want to see the rest of the Turks. I want to see Wutai. I want to see Golden Saucer. I want to see all the games you want to play. I want to snowboard down a goddamn mountain. I want to play SSX fucking Tricky in Final Fantasy VII Remake. And I want a chocobo race and just I don't think this is true or anything like that, but it would be awesome. Just hear me out. It would be awesome if you could have, when you go into the Golden Saucer, have an offline mode and an online mode. An online mode is where you compete against other people in the minigames. So you want to do the chocobo race? Well, guess what? You're racing against me and all these other guys in Vampire Command. You want to play, you know what I mean? You want to snowboard down the goddamn mountain? Well, guess what? You're snowboarding with 5 other people. You better strap on your helmet, Jack. Like, wouldn't that be cool? That would like blow my mind if that. I mean, and I'm never a proponent of being like, oh, it must be online. You must have online multiplayer, especially. But if they just did that little thing, that'd be pretty fucking cool. And I'm sure that there's going to be other mini games, more mini games than there were in the original. But if they just had at least those 2 that were online, so simple to do, I bet that they could pull it off. Come on, right? What is their online team doing now that this city is done, right? Put them on Final Fantasy VII Remake and make Chocobo Card online, for God's sake. What's this PAX East event about? It is a convention that happens every year, manual. And this year, at PAX East, the Final Fantasy VII Remake demo was there and playable. And I played it. I'm that girl in Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. The one that likes TV? The one that falls in the river? Wait, were those girls? The one that transforms into some kind of fruit and then dies? I'll be honest, guys. I feel like the last time I watched Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, I was just stoned. So I don't remember anything about that film. And it's been so long since I've seen the Gene Wilder one. I feel like the one that I can only remember now is the stupid Johnny Depp one. The one that keeps asking for things. Roller went down the tub. Oh, the red bitch. I know which one you're talking about now. Red bitch. Don't care how I want it now. Yes. The red bitch. Yeah, Willy Wonka just turns to them and he's like, oh yes, be careful around my factory. And then he just turns to, I wish I actually knew her name. Wasn't her name like Victoria? He turns to like Victoria and he's like, and especially you, you red bitch. And then Victoria's like, what? Red bitch. Veruca. Yeah, that sounds like a red bitch name. Nah, I don't like Veruca. Red bitch. I'm sure that young Veruca wears many other colors outside of red, but that day, that fateful day, she decided to wear red, and you all know what happened. Dead. Yeah, you remember when Willy Wonka fucking... Did he do like a backflip? He was fucking holding a cane, and then the dude just like, oh no, he did like a triple somersault. Like, what the fuck? Fucking Gene Wilder, Willy Wonka. I feel like that dude was just on acid. Just fucking Hoffman's liquid acid like 24/7. And he was like, hey, how about I employ little people to be factory workers? And I'll make chocolate in a goddamn river. Like, alright, fucking Willy. Why don't you go fucking stroke your Willy over there? You know what you know who I have a real fucking problem with in that movie? And he just hit it on there, Ninja Koopa. That motherfucking freeloading piece of shit boomer grandfather. That old man fuck. He's fucking bedridden. Dude can't even move. He's fucking gumming down cabbage stew. He probably smells like an old radish that's been stuffed in like a subway, a subway car for like 6 months. And that old miserly fuck comes out and he says, oh, hey, you got a golden ticket, Charlie? Well, guess what? I'm fucking cured. And he starts like backflipping all over that little fucking box of a house like Daffy Duck in a Looney Tunes cartoon. And little Slayer Santiago is, I'm like, fucker's full of shit. I hate that man. I fucking hate Grandpa Joe. If I ever like saw that guy, whatever, or his name, Richard Abernathy or whatever, I forget the guy's actual name. But if I ever saw that actor in real life, I'd be like, hey, you that guy who played Grandpa Joe in Willy Wonka the Chocolate Factory? And he'd probably like have a big smile on his face and be like, well, yes, I did. And I fucking just take my fist and I just punch him square in the jaw. That guy is an asshole. Fucking everyone's like, oh yeah, Slugsworth's the villain of the movie. No. It's Grandpa Joe. Grandpa should have been stuffed down the hole instead of Veruca. Yes. He's probably like, well, as long as you have cod liver oil every day, you won't die. Like, that's probably what, he's like probably like one of those guys who's like still eating like margarine. He's gumming down, he's gumming down, like, I'm trying to think of like old ass shit you've never fucking heard of, but hey, take it easy, Bree, alright? GG's. He is dead by now. I checked into it. I made sure that he was dead. Guys, I personally made sure that Grandpa Joe's plane went down and exploded. Don't worry about it. Slayer took care of it. That motherfucking freeloading piece of shit won't be stealing any more golden tickets. It's like, I remember, now it's all like coming back to me. Charlie, the little boy, he has this moment with the downtrodden mother, the mother who is like literally supporting this whole family by cooking this stanky ass cabbage stew and fucking also simultaneously cleaning clothes in a pot that's right next to the stew, and she probably gets confused at times. That's probably why the clothes smell like cabbage stew and vice versa. So Charlie turns around and he says, whoa, what am I going to do? Instead of giving the ticket to my mother who's working her fucking ass off, I'm going to give it to my freeloading son of a bitch grandpa. They all shared a bed. What were they doing all down there? They were all lazy, freeloading pieces of shit. And they're probably whacking each other off too, but that's another story. That's in Willy Wonka Part 2. Now we need more money because Grandpa Joe's got a coke habit. Anyways, getting, yeah. Hey. He had it coming. That's if you ever want to be serious during a conversation, just put your hands up in the air and be like, hey. He had it coming. Whatever. Doesn't matter what you're talking about. If you're having a disagreement with someone and they can't agree to you, what you're doing, just say that. And they'll be like, okay. And you win. You win. All right? That's how it works. Yeah, I mean, I go into that, this whole, it's hilarious. I'm gonna have to cut the end of this video. This is supposed to be a stream about the Final Fantasy VII Remake demo. We're talking about how much we hate Grandpa Joe. For any situation, Slayer, just anyone, just fucking throw it out there. Hey. He had it coming, all right? Doesn't matter literally what you're talking about. The conversation's over after that point. Who's gonna come back from that? The dick is gonna be this big, bro. Oh yeah. I think that's kind of why Charlie gave him the ticket, you know what I'm saying? I think he gave him the ticket because, he was like, now Charlie, what are you going to do when you get the golden ticket? He was a little bit weird, and that mustache was a little too perfect, you know what I'm saying? Guys with mustaches creep me out. Just saying. Yeah, he had a sick, deranged look in his eye. I could smell the formaldehyde, feel like the television, little baby Slayer. I'm watching this shit on a VHS tape illegally recorded by my parents on the early Disney Channel. And I'm sitting there and I'm like, what smells like fucking cabbage? I never got over that. Even as a kid, I'm like, that's so unbelievable. It's so stupid. Roald Dahl, what the hell's wrong with you? What were you smoking, dude? Let alone fucking Grandpa Joe fucking just taking acid. Fucking Willy Wonka being fucked up on Hoffman's all day. Roald Dahl. What the hell, dude? What relationship did you have with your grandfather, Roald? How did he shave? He probably just used a really fucking sharp chocolate bar to just fucking jam it on there, Xavier. He probably fucking took one of those 100 grand bars that have all the nuts and shit out poking out of him. And he probably just used that to just drag down his face. But there probably was one other character that was more annoying than Grandpa Joe, and it was the fucking shopkeep and the teacher. Which I swore were the same person, but they weren't. What do you mean you've only opened 2? It's all coming back to me. What do you mean you've only opened 2? What do you mean you're some fucking cockney bastard British guy who's too fucking good to teach little Charlie Bucket? Use fudge for shaving cream. He probably just lathered butterscotch all over him and shit. Yeah, and it's well, if you had 16 chocolate bars, I remember what the hell is this? I'm I'm being taught geometry in this fucking movie, and he's like, well, if you had 16 bars and you sold 6 or how many would you have? And you'd be like, well, well, I don't know. He's like, what do you mean you don't know? He's like, well, I've only opened 2. What do you mean you've only opened 2? It's I'm sorry. Maybe not everyone is obsessed with candy like you, Mr. Professor, all right? Maybe people are revolted by chocolate, all right? Maybe not everyone is gumming down Willy Wonka's mass-manufactured confectionery crap. If you get 10 chocolate bars, It's like, and then I remember the guy in the shop. He was just as annoying. Like, man, Charlie Bucket must live in like, you know, just like the most like annoying city in the world where all these assholes are just roaming the streets. And he's like, and then remember the paper man, the paper boy? He was like, he fucking opens up the candy bar and he's like, "Run, Charlie!" And he's just, everyone's just like trying to fucking like gnaw at Charlie Bucket. He's trying to get the hell out of there. He's like about to lose a limb, and then the paper man just takes Charlie and he just takes him by like his shoulders and he just shakes him. Just shakes him. He's like, "Charlie, run home, Charlie, and don't stop for anyone on the way." Out of place gum section, awful area, but the legendary song. Oh yes, yes, of course. Oh, what was that section again? Oh, the gum section. Yes, of course. Like, oh, that's all. That's all. What do you mean that's all? That's a fucking 10-course dinner, you blue bitch. Or maybe that was red bitch. I don't know. All I remember is that the kid that I actually liked the most was the TV guy. I don't remember, like, Charlie or something. I don't remember. And how Charlie was the other kid. The kid who was always watching TV. I love that. I love that kid. That mother was just a pain in the ass. She was hilarious. Oh yeah, the fucking paper boy. No one ever goes in, and no one ever goes out. Now excuse me as I wheel away this incredibly rickety ass fucking car in the middle of the night. It's like, what the hell? Who the fuck was that? Was that Boris Karloff just hovering around like on a butcher's cart outside of Willy Wonka's factory? Who was that man? Yeah, it was the Gene Wilder Willy Wonka is superior to the Johnny Depp one. But anyways, I guess I should go since we're talking about Willy Wonka and shit. And I've literally eaten just like one slice of bread all day today because I had to get up and go to the convention early. But my God, it was a good fucking day. It was a good day for gaming. It was a good day for the video gaming universe. It was a good day for the video gaming vampire. It was a good day for Final Fantasy VII fans. This demo rocked. If you do have a chance to go to Pax East or any of the PAXs that are coming across the country in the rest of 2020 to play it, please go ahead and play it. It's a phenomenal demo. No pain. You're not waiting around in line. It's not like you regret that you can't like do anything else and you're just sitting in line. No, they did it very well. Go ahead and play it if you can. All right. Yeah. Hey. Slayer, salute to you. All right. I'll catch you guys real soon. Maybe we'll have to do a stream. Maybe Night Sky Prince will agree that I can help him become a better Smash Brothers player, and we'll spar off on some Smash, or maybe I'll get into some Final Fantasy XIV raids. I don't know if you guys ever played that, but it's a good game. I have a libido to fix. Oh my God. Get more merch and able to take more photos. I will try. They didn't like that I was taking photos today, and like the fact that I got the video, they pretty much told me to stop after that. I saw no one recording their gameplay footage off stream. I'm pretty sure it wasn't exactly like what they wanted people to do, but I got like that little 10-second clip. So everything else is on Twitter, but you know, you guys can go back and take a look at this video now. But yeah, I'll tweet out when I go live again, and thank you again for everyone who tuned in. You guys are awesome. Mono Juice, thank you again for that sub. I appreciate it. The Smash, yes, it's gonna be good. I'm gonna try to make it happen. All right, you guys, thank you, Vampire Command. All right, hope you guys have an amazing night, an amazing week. Buenas noches.
Santiago. If your knees go and your teeth go, maybe you bumped into Santiago.
Thanks for the sub, Xavier.
Looking for a bite, but he's back home by daylight. Santiago. Santiago. If your heart goes, or your mind goes, man, you had a rush with Santiago. So child father, beware of them, and pray you'll never meet with Santiago, Slayer Santiago.
What are you still doing here? Go watch one of these guys. Any one of these idiots over here, just go watch them. Just don't stand here and stare at a blank screen. Come on!